Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm a little late. Had a little bit of a linkage problem. Good morning to everyone. It is the last day of August 2025. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone by. It really does seem to me that the TikTok is moving much, much faster than normal. Let's see if I can get organized here. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you or inviting your brothers, your sisters, your daughters. Love families here. I think this is an awesome space for moms and dads to bring their kids and go, hey, let's just hang out for an hour, listen to this cat. Maybe he's got something to say. Maybe he doesn't. Worst case is I will refund you 1,000%. All your misery, all your lostness, all the questions that I have every day that I don't get answered by very many people, all that gets refunded. You spend an hour here, you don't like it, no worries. I am here. I am here. I don't exactly know why I'm here, but I am here because I was told to be here. And I've been doing this now almost a year. This will be September, October, 2 months. I've been doing this 10 months now. And I tell you, it's been quite the experience, I must say. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about my personal experience doing this. And the reason I do that, hopefully I'm not completely narcissistic and self-centered and myopic. But one of the things I never liked in life is people telling me what to do. But when they told me what they did, what their experience was, and when I could watch someone go through their own experience, it gave me permission to do the same. So that's all I'm trying to do here. I'm a 67-year-old guy. I have done some things in my life. I don't think that I've had a massively interesting life. I think I've had an interesting life. I think the reason I haven't had a massively interesting life is the reason that I'm here this morning. And following, here we go, Gary. Gary's starting to write now, the inner voice. So I've been preparing here for about an hour. And preparing for me is thinking and writing. I wrote down a few thoughts while everybody's just coming in. I'm just going to ramble, okay? You guys cool with me rambling? Also, one of the things I would really like you guys to do, oh, by the way, Jeremy Alcee made this T-shirt. Do you guys love this T-shirt? I think we need to sell it. Anyway, I dig the T-shirt. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it, buddy. I'll probably order 40 or 50, 60, 100 of them from you, whatever. So for about an hour before I get in here, sometimes 3 hours, I sit around thinking, laying down, maybe reading a book or reading something to get me kind of centered. Because what is really, really, really important for me and what I've learned through this exercise is that I am the brush. I literally am beginning, like I really like this analogy. If you're a mechanic or if you're the gifted artist or you're a sculptor or a writer or a thinker, wow, look, this pencil, if I put pure wisdom into this pencil and then write it, why can't I be the pencil also? Right? Why can't I get a stream of consciousness of the truth? And this is where I get to. This is what I was laughing about was that I've spent an hour thinking about what I'm going to talk about today. What is where am I going? I try to center myself. I don't try to okay, let me get as I don't do an agenda. Which is probably not perfect. Maybe you guys would prefer a more structured thought process, but um, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to be the brush. I'm trying to not be too organized, actually. Uh, and so while I was getting ready, thinking, I started writing down things this week, cutting out noise. Okay. The last 2 or 3 weeks, I have begun terminating things that creates noise in my life that has no value, including people. Like just, I don't want more noise. I want less noise, and I want more my own inner knowing. Okay, which is gonna I'm gonna get to something, but I'll blow the joke here. So I spent an hour thoughts. Whose thoughts? Like if I asked you to be just really still right now for 30 seconds and not have any thought. In fact, I would challenge you to do this, okay? 30 seconds, think nothing. Yep. It's not even 30 seconds. And I must have had 100 thoughts. Now, the question is, where are these thoughts coming from? Because I told myself not to think. Now, if I'm in control and I told myself not to think, where are these thoughts coming from? Okay, I see Stephen Carilla saying, hey, I can't do that. I'm ADHD. Hey, what if no one can do this? Okay, I don't think you're that unique. I don't think anyone, these thoughts are coming into your universe on an automatic basis. They're coming into my universe on an automatic basis. I better know what they are. This is why I'm one of the other things I've really noticed in the last 2 weeks, especially when you start going, hey, cut out the noise as a operating program. Cutting out the noise is an action that people will need to take if you want to actually understand your own inner voice. So you get what I'm saying? Because all these thoughts that we just had for 20 seconds, that is part of the noise. And I'm not saying that man shouldn't think. I think I should think a lot. I think I should be in control of my bloody thoughts. And if I'm not in control of them, then what is and where are these messages coming from, and what are the messages? Okay, so when I start cutting out the noise from others, when I cut out the noise from others, I am left with only the voice within me, or voices. And then the voices, then I have to look at and go, okay, how many of these voices are trying to take care of me? I think most of them try to take care of me. They try to protect me from something, but they're not necessarily protecting me. Anyway, I spent quite a bit of time this morning making notes, thinking about where I'm going with this Sunday morning, August 31st. As soon as I start this show, right before I started the show, I asked the universe to let me be the brush. And I just surrender, man. I read something today about Alan Watts, and Watts was talking about, the person that gets into the ocean, if he fights the ocean, he drowns. But if he relaxes, he can swim. Notice that the more you freak out in water, and the analogy is that is life. And life is, hey, if you let go in the ocean of the universe of life, it is easier to float or swim or be. Okay. Be, not like we fight so much. Anyway, I'm fighting. I'm trying to make sure that Gary, and look, it's appropriate that I get prepared for this. 4,000 people are going to be in here. I should be thinking, I should be putting intention. Intention's a big deal. Okay. I believe intention is senior to almost everything. Okay. Intention without action, I think, is probably less powerful, but action without intention is just action. Big deal. I mean, I can go blow something up right now. I can fire a gun off into the wall, make some holes in the wall. Wow, that was really productive. So intention is important. How do I get my intention? Okay. The thing that I was laughing about that's taken me 8 minutes to get through is, as soon as I sat down, I write the words "I am" down. As soon as I do this, I ask the universe to use me as a tool, in the hopes that someone out here gets something they need that makes them a miraculous human being, man. Imagine one person out of the 1,100 people sitting in this room are changed forever. I think I've done a great service to humanity, and I think I've used my time properly. One person, much less 10 or 100 or 1,000. The question is, are you that person? I am a good intentioned entity, and I have a monster inner voice that I am listening to today. Okay, this is what I was getting to. As soon as I sat down, I'm like, dude, it's the inner voice that you need to get in touch with. And it is not the inner voice that needs to, my inner voice does not need to control me. It does not need to run my life or make me a sociopath or an empath or a weirdo or an inferior person or a freak. Okay, what the inner voice is my truth, man. It is me. And the less noise I have attacking the inner voice, the more. And I can run from the inner voice all I want, man. It never, ever works. I have made some mistakes in my life. I'm not going to say they are fatal flaws. They have not been fatal flaws. I'm not sure you can make a fatal flaw. But the flaw, the consistent flaw with all of them, and these are big mistakes, okay? These are life killers. These are take away 10 years of your life. These are go broke. I mean, I've never gone broke, but going broke emotionally is just as bad as going broke financially, if not worse. And the flaw, the consistent flaw every time is me disregarding my inner voice. Every time I disregard that little quiet voice that I can never run from, it's always there. And if you can plug into that, okay? If you can plug into that, you can plug into I am, okay, this inner voice. Once you do that, man, once I've done that, now the challenge is, do I have the courage, the balls, the trust to not listen to you, not listen to society, to not listen to what is easy, but to calm self and to be willing to be a one of one, not a one of many, not a kind of average. Okay. I am my inner voice. Okay. There is messages I have inside of me that never lie to me, never. And it may not even be me. It may be, I'm beginning to believe we're not really separate from each other. We're actually like very connected to each other, and our egos just like go out of our way to make everything a threat so that we are in total survival mode. The truth is, though, our survival mode is subpar. It is. Human being survival mode seems to be subpar to me because we do too much killing. And by killing, I mean we kill everything we see that we don't understand. Okay, we don't have to physically kill it. We can push it back. We can, oh, look at him. Oh, he's that kind of coiner, or he's that guy, or he's black, or he's red, or he's white, or she's a girl, so she's an idiot. This shit, man, this survival mode. I do not see my birds out there that make beautiful music every day having this issue. Okay, they're not screaming at each other. I see my dogs constantly fighting. My dogs never fight. The only time they fight is when they're afraid they're not going to get something. Isn't that interesting? I feed one of the dogs. One dog goes to the other dog's bowl and like they're getting into it, dude. Well, gosh. But like I'm not taking your food, okay? I'm not taking your food. I'm not taking anything from you. And you can see this, okay? One of the things that uh, cutting out the noise, remember that part? If you cut out the noise, what's the next step? The next step is to begin observing. And I mean, begin observing all the people around you, all the people you interact with, all the places you go to. Step back, take a step back. You do not always have to be on the main stage, and observe. I mean, like really observe what's going on. Remove your glasses that tell you, okay, like Mark Kramer. Okay, I've decided Mark Kramer's a great guy. Well, from now on, for the rest of the day, Mark Kramer and everybody else, I'm just going to throw into the bucket of, hey, you know what? Everybody's got a jump ball today. I'm just going to observe the behavior, the noise, the behavior, the actions, the non-actions. Observe, okay? By observing other people, and I do not mean being judgmental. I do not mean, okay, I'm going to go and look for flaws in Mark Kramer. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying observe. Observe how Kramer works with other people. Just observe the type of people that respond to him. Observe how I respond. Okay? All I have to do for a week, 2 weeks, man, observe your environment. One of the greatest great military leaders will tell you that He who has the greatest situational awareness wins the game every time. He who has the greatest situational awareness wins the game every time. Why would that be different in life? Okay. I mean, let's face it. Most of our lives are struggles because of what we're fighting. Okay. So it's almost like we're in war every day. By the way, I have an inner voice that, unless I really understand the inner voice, and we just proved not one human being in here, including the guy that thinks he's ADHD, has the ability to stop his own thoughts. So if you don't have the ability to stop your own thoughts, I'm pretty much going to prove you're not in control of your own thoughts, and therefore you're not in control of your own life until you do so. And maybe it's not possible for a human to control his thoughts, which is really, really fascinating. I mean, it's really fascinating to consider, oh, wow, I cannot control my thoughts. Like where are they coming from then? Who put them there? I didn't have any bourbons last night, son. Why do people? Okay, here's a very good example. Noshaladon or whatever his name is. I watched 2 movies with my 15-year-old kid last night, buddy. I don't know why people do this to other people. Why do you look at people and because they don't have makeup on or they're getting old, you make really gross assumptions about people? I find it very irritating. And you know, probably the reason I find it I must be really critical of other people, how they look. And I apologize for that. But uh, the amount of people that must not have had mothers that taught them any manners whatsoever, dude, it's really crazy. Okay, like Nathaniel or whatever your name is, you should call your mother and tell her, like, she didn't do her job, man. Okay, it's either her or you, and you don't have to say sorry, dude. It's just a yeah. It's an observation. See, this cat says I was being judgmental. You look fine. Cool. Okay, so we move on now. That's awesome for me. See, I can observe. Oh wow, that's an observation. By the way, the observation is really about, wow, Gary, why would you get jacked up about that? Now, let me tell you something. Maybe it's just not me getting jacked up about it because I'm not jacked up about it now. I mean, I worry a little. It does hit my ego, though. I want you to understand this, okay? Some man I don't know says that, and it does impact me. I would like to be able to say, oh, it doesn't bother me at all. But it's like, dude, do I look bad? I mean, I don't look like I did 30 years ago, but fuck. And it brings up all kinds of other stuff for me. Okay. So you see what happens? I'm a powerful cat, dude. And a comment like that can get me thrown off. And it does impact me. And now I'm strong enough to go, I don't know who this guy is. If I did, I'd still do it. But I am going to make an example of him. And at the expense of him hating me, he didn't in this case. In fact, in this case, this man said, hey, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why I said that. Cool. I can acknowledge him. It takes a much bigger man to go, bro, I'm sorry. Why did I say that? You know what? You don't control your thoughts. See, we just figured that out. So I got it. I'm cool with this cat. In fact, I could probably become is when a human being apologizes that quickly, bro, I'm all over this cat, okay? Because I think I make mistakes all the time instantly, just say stupid shit. So where am I headed with this, okay? Where I'm headed is, one, it irritated me, okay? But the truth is, instead of me fighting it, I'm like, hey, look, let's bring this up. Because this is a really, really good example of what I'm doing here, man. Like I am, okay? Now, I don't know what, maybe this cat drank some bourbon last night, okay? Maybe he should be doing the IMs. But one thing I do know is this cat is plugged into me some way. I'm getting under his skin a little bit, okay? This criticism thing, and it's a really good thing, okay? This is what the observation is about, okay? The inner voice. I observe your behavior and then I start observing my behavior because I'm going to have response to it. I'm going to have a response to your behavior, good or bad. And it is that, well, I need to start looking at me. I need to start looking at, okay, what's that voice saying, right? So the inner voice is going to be really, really huge. And it's okay to communicate with it. It is okay to begin communicating to yourself. Look, we just discovered, does anyone agree that does anyone believe you can control your thoughts? You want to do the exercise again? There will be people here that hate me for saying this. You do not control your thoughts. You can't. At least I can't. Okay? Shit shows up all over the place. Inner voice, I cut out the noise. I have good intention. My intention, I cut out the noise. Why am I cutting out the noise? I want to become present in right now and really make sure that I understand the universe I live in. Because if I have thoughts that just enter my bloody universe and I'm not in control of them, then perhaps I need to really understand what is Gary made up of, right? What am I being made up of? What are you made up of? I mean, you have things coming into your universe that are most certainly influencing your response, the way you handle something, the way you are attracted or not attracted. See, this young man might in fact love what I just did to him. Okay, maybe no one does this to him. Do you know how many times you like watch an example on TV or any social environment and you're like, wow, that could have been such a great teaching moment. We have so many great teaching moments if we have good intentions. Okay? We have so many great teaching moments if we have good intentions. I don't need to make anybody wrong, man. We make each other wrong all the time. That is not a fucking super skill. Criticizing and making other people small and wrong is not. Me smashing this guy over and over and over again, dude, it's not cool. Okay, me holding on to shit forever and ever. It's not even a good survival mechanism, okay? It's not working. If it's working, keep doing it. If it's working, start a show, man. I'll join it and show me how you got there. I am a good human being. You know, sometimes I feel really stupid because I go on spaces and every morning, I am a great leader. See, all these I ams that I give you, they're real for me. I am a teacher. I never say I am a doctor. It's not in me, dude. I'm not a doctor. I am a really good teacher. Okay. I want to be a great teacher. I am a great teacher. Like I wanted to add some words to it, but what better words could you come up with than I am a great teacher? Now, this is what I get sometimes. Wow, man, too much ego, too much this, too much of that. Look, I don't need to listen to that. I need to listen to my inner voice. I am a great teacher. I am a leader. Okay. I have great intentions. I have good intentions to help mankind. Now, when I say these things, and the bigger they get, by the way, like I have great intentions for all mankind. the first thing that happens to me is some voice comes in, usually from the left side and back of my head. And it's just like, you're full of shit, dude. Can't solve any of these problems. I mean, smashes me. That's ridiculous. Okay. You're not going to make any change here, no matter how many people show up here. Now, this is interesting. Okay. What am I doing right now? I'm going to show you how crazy I am. And then you guys tell me, uh, am I crazy? But like, should I be here or should I listen to this other voice? This is not the inner voice. Notice I said it comes from here. It's not right here. It's not in me. It's not. This is why you have to get quiet. Okay. You got to cut the noise out, because if you don't cut the noise out from, let's say your wife is hypercritical, or you're in a situation, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, you're in a situation that's just like, you're getting smashed all the time. You got to get out of that noise. They got to change, or you got to change, or you both got to change. But I have to remove myself from suppression, oppression, negativity, insanity, psychosis, narcissism. I think it's a freaking dangerous place out there. This is why I do I ams. I am in the morning. I am strong. Do I ever think I'm going to really figure myself out? No, I don't actually. I don't. And I don't think I'm being massively myopic or narcissistic or egocentric. I'm actually trying just to improve as an entity, improve just a little bit. Okay. And if I observe, if I look around and have situational awareness, I could see far less. How do I put this? If I look around the world, I could build a case that there is no more important thing for me to do than what I'm doing right here. And in fact, nothing that I have ever done will even come close to the value that this may bring, if not everyone, one human being. Now, I think that's like, I can't even believe I'm saying this, okay? But one thing I do know is that when change comes, and it most certainly has come to me, when change comes, the volume of change that is hitting me and my universe is staggering. Now, it's not staggering in the way that, I'm a guy in Iraq and I just lost 7 family members to a bomb. I mean, I have a great life. I have an easy life, and that may indeed make it even more difficult. Isn't that funny? I suspect there's 300 million people in America, and we think we're living like the cat's meow. And I think probably less than 1% of them are really the cat's meow story. And we have too much, man. We have a lot. We have a lot that makes us comfortable. If it gets to be 75 degrees in my house, it's a little uncomfortable. I might not be able to be Gary. I might have to, if I just look around and have situational awareness about the planet, you let me know what more important thing I could be doing. And I got to tell you, I fight the heck out of this. I'm like, why am I doing this? What? Like, there's no value to this. People are going to think I'm crazy. But if I really talk it through, come on, man. There isn't anywhere to go. There's nowhere to go to talk about this stuff. I am mo I have the ability to see not more than 0.00035% of all the light waves in the universe. And I think I'm the cat's meow. Hmm. I have a lot to learn, okay? I think I have a lot to learn, and I have a lot to learn how to be. I need to learn how to be, have this inner voice. I cut the noise out. I then go, okay, what is my intention? What is my intention on this planet right now? It's okay to ask the universe, hey, what is my intention? I can ask that inner voice too. Hey, man, what you all about, dude? What is my intention? Most people never even ask this question. Okay. So I'd like you to write down in big, bold letters. Sorry. Um, that doesn't cost me anything. To add a few words, I mean, that's the tricky one, right? I am a billionaire and I do great good for the planet. Now, and I do great good for the planet does not carry any weight or obligation. Can I add that to I am a billionaire? I am a good intention billion. My intentions are clean. This is an I am, dude. I am good at my core. Look, you go to all these motivation places and spend $8,000 or $80,000, get all jacked up by somebody that's got dopamine up their ass. And nobody ever just says, hey, you can just like people go, hey, I don't know how to do the I ams. Well, why don't you do this? I am doing the I am. I am good. Like, say that to yourself and see what happens. Okay. Your whole Christmas tree is going to light up. Stop thinking. Stop thinking for 20 seconds. No thinking. Okay. You cannot allow a thought in your universe. You're in total control of everything. So don't think about anything. Don't even think about when the 20 seconds is up. I'll tell you. I am doing this exercise. I am aware of what the hell is happening. Okay. Situational awareness. Guys, you are going to become uncomfortable before you become comfortable. Like, I'm stunned that we still have 2,500 people here. Okay. I would expect half you guys to leave by now. And you're coming back over and over. So we're making progress. And I always said, hey, look, if 1,000 people show up, I'll be here till the rest of my life. And I will continue saying that because if I don't say it, I'll probably chicken out and stop doing it. But if there's 1,000 people in here, dude, and there's 2,500 people, if we only help 25 people, if 25 people change the way they think about their universe, man, change the way they interact, do something like I did with that young man. and say, dude, seriously, I am a good human being and I help other people, man. Like it does not cost anything to say this. And the more I say it to myself, be clear, the more I say this to myself, the more I will become what I say to myself. At least in this condition, I am in control of where I'm driving my mental. Like, imagine me as or you as a farm, big field of agriculture, right? And you put your plumbing down, and you've put your agriculture down, you've put your irrigation down, you've put the fertilizer down, you've got the seeds, you're growing. Look, if you stop watering some area of that farm, dude, you're going to lose everything. If you start smashing negative negative anything into the fields, your yield is going to be bad, right? It's going to be bad, man. If you can't control your thoughts, and I think we've done this twice now, does anybody believe they can control their thoughts? I'm not saying that you can't. I just haven't met anybody that can yet. I actually would like to get to a point where at the end of my life, I'm like, hey, wow, I have calmed my mind down, and my thoughts are my thoughts, or they're God's thoughts, but they're not a bunch of other psychological weird pictures, images, belief systems that may or may not have any value whatsoever. See, if I don't know what my thoughts are and I'm not aware of them, how can I know that I'm in control of anything, including myself? And that may explain why so many people are bloody unhappy on this planet. Or are you 100% happy? Okay, now I personally think the word happy is a horrible word because I don't think it has a definition. I think your definition of happy and my definition of happy are different. I think I can have joy over an accomplishment, some pleasure, maybe. Pleasure is not happiness. Pleasure is something I experience because I got something. I ate an ice cream cone. I had sex. Oh, pleasure, pleasure. But it make me happy. Happiness is overrated. Aware, being aware is not happy. Okay. Being aware is work. Being aware, but I will tell you something, okay? It is work, but the other stuff is much, much harder work. Being unaware is impossible work. I'm a diamond and I'm acting like a piece of coal. I'm a diamond and I'm acting like a piece of coal. Always under pressure, dark, ugly. Dude, all I have to do is dig the stuff thing out and release the pressure. And you know, Kramer's saying in the comments, talking about depression. I'd like to think about this as compression. Let's turn this around because you know all these psychological terms, they're very problematic, man. They're so labeling. They're so labeling. And you know, 2 weeks ago, we talked about how labels, titles. I believe this, dude. Labels and titles are really bad. I think we need to just every time I see a label or a title, um, yeah, there you go. Title, ego, emotions. Title, ego, emotions. Gary's a Bitcoiner. Okay. If that's all you know me as, that's cool, dude. You haven't really done any research. I'm not just a Bitcoiner. Come on. I don't want to be known for Bitcoin. What's my intention? Go back to the intention. I do not want people coming to my grave at the end of my life going, wow, dude, he bought a lot of Bitcoin. He was really rich. I knew this when I was a kid. Like everyone should ask themselves that, okay? You're like, you go to your funeral. You go to your funeral right now and look at the funeral. Who's there? What's happening? What are they saying about you? This is a question that I've maybe this is a question I've asked myself a lot, man. I normally ask myself when I'm probably unhappy, when I've chased some goal, achieved it, and then realized, shit, same old Gary now, I still got to deal with myself. Every time, dude. Every time I get close to a goal, I move the goalpost just a little bit further because it's kind of like the game's over now. The game's over. See, I love games, and I wished I could say, hey, I'm just going to go play another game, and that game's going to be, I'm going to make $6 billion and become one of the wealthiest people on the planet, be able to do whatever the F I want to do, including buying churches, building education centers, whatever. Oh, I'm still left with one thing, though, man. I could do all of that, and maybe by me doing all that, there'd be 30,000 or 1,000,000 people in this church. But, there is nothing more important than me doing this right now. Right. Because I think actually we need this more than we need more billionaires. We need this far more than we need more billionaires, man. And we need this far more than me making money from doing this. Or just so many people want me to like do something with this social presence. It's like, dude, the church is really the thing that's like, okay, cool. I can help people with finance, but and it's important. But let me tell you, if your intentions and your noise in your life is so outstanding, no wonder you can't make anything. Like you should be producing. Okay, it should be high quality production. Your life should be, in many ways, if you're into action and being a soldier and producing at the early stage of your life, which you have to do. I mean, you don't have to do it, but it is once you achieve quite a few things that one realizes, oh wow, I'm still restless. And perhaps I'll be restless till the day I step into the crematorium. But right now I'm just doing what I think I should be doing, and I'm following my inner voice. Okay. Not the voice on my shoulder that jacks with me, not the voice on my shoulder that wants to retaliate against people not like me, not against the people that have betrayed me. Oh, let's just go to that, okay? This intention thing, cutting out the noise, your inner voice, okay? These things are very important. When you get around an environment where all these things go dead and you're angry, critical, fighting, derogatory, judgmental, feeling hurt or victimized, all of that has to get dealt with. It has to go. Okay. You are responsible for how long you stay angry with someone over anything. Someone told me this 5 or 6 years ago, and it was the most, I wouldn't say the person had the most high quality information on planet Earth. However, one thing they did say was you get to decide how angry you are and for how long. And when they told me that, I was like, whoa, I gave myself 12 hours over a heinous, I'm talking heinous, man, a heinous thing. Okay, I got 12 hours. You know why? And it was all ego. I don't want to be bitter, dude. I've seen bitter people. Ugly, ugly. Bitter people are ugly. I don't care if they're male, female, or unfemale, or a non, you know what I'm saying. Bitter is as ugly as it gets. So even my ego serves me there because I don't want to be bitter. That's just ugly. 12 hours, I was done. Then it was like methodical. Okay, let's roll. What do I need to do to get this human being out of my life? Like, what do I need to do to get me out of their lives? Also, okay, just, take responsibility for the position you're in. I got it. Okay. You were raped when you were 8. I got it. I'm sorry. We have to but I know there's really bad things that happen to people. Okay. I know that. And I've been with these people. I didn't have the easiest life, but I most certainly did not have the hardest life. I don't know what to tell somebody that's been damaged that badly, but it wasn't you, it was the other person. It won't be the first or last time a human being is raped, okay, or killed, or maimed, or hurt, or starved, or punished, or beaten, or driven over, or shot in the face. I mean, these things do happen. I got it. And life is weird. I am what I am. Okay. I am everything that I come to the table with. And I think that's the important thing here. Just the intention. I just want to acknowledge everybody here. You people are here for a reason, okay? You didn't just show up here by accident. There's something inside of you that's saying, hey, I need more, okay? I'm looking for more. I want to suck off of some more knowledge or wisdom. I love wisdom, okay? Like, you bring me wisdom, man, I'm a buyer. Who doesn't want more wisdom? I want more wisdom, okay? I want more understanding. And none of this has to be heavy duty. Like, I have fun, okay? I laugh a lot. I cry a lot too. I mean, by crying, I mean, I have all these emotions, but it does not mean that like I'm broken, or I most certainly don't need to become a sociopath about my psychology. You ever known those people? They're just so focused on their inner shit, they never get past. And this victimization thing, this is why I talked about, hey, I know people have been abused, okay? I know you've been in a bad marriage, or, hey, I have too, man. I bought the ticket. Oh, it was my mom and dad's fault. They had a bad relationship. Dude, I still bought the ticket. Like, when is it enough for me to go, oh, whoa, whoa, I bought the ticket to this carnival. And now I'm wondering why I'm vomiting on this freaking circus, this merry-go-round that just goes around and around and around, does the exact same thing over and over. And I'm sitting here going, oh, hell, I can't believe her. How about I can't believe me? So by doing the I am, 2,500, 3,000 people, the butterfly effect on this trade is unbelievable. When I was 35 years old, I took about 1,000 men in the United Kingdom through a training program, a men's training program probably the most intense program I've ever been through. Might have been a little weird too, but fascinating for me. I thought it was awesome. All men, 3-day event, 3.5-day event, and very intense. Um, I was in the energy business back then. I mean, it was a big job. And 4 to 5 months, 4 to 5 months a year, I would take off 4 days and go do this training program. Scotland, London, America, wherever. It was a goofy program. It was a goofy program. I knew it wasn't a perfect program, but Fridays, I remember Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I knew I was doing more good there than I was 7 days a week in my job, moving billions of dollars around, uh, changing an entire industry. I mean, like massively changing it, employing hundreds and hundreds of people. My ego was like, whoa, this is cool. Look at this. The stuff I was doing on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with men and their families, it was so fascinating to me. I hated it when I was doing it, but I knew that it was the most interesting thing I was doing. In fact, it was something so interesting to me that it was actually a gift that I had been given to do. That, like, I had been gifted. I had this little magic. Now, I've never talked about this on socially on recorded devices because it's a little weird, but I've always been able to get into someone's universe. It's very weird, man. Like, I knew it was okay for me to smash that young man up a little bit earlier. Anyway, the point, I don't want to go there about the gift, but this inner voice and my intention. If I have a good intention and I reduce the noise, I know I'm repeating myself, but we need to do this, okay? Because I do it all out of order. I do it all out of order. First, cut noise. No, that's not the first thing to do. First thing to do is become aware, okay? So become aware, observe your area, observe you, observe everyone around you, observe everything they say and what they don't say, and also observe what they do and do not do. Okay. Do not tell me you really love me and you're a great friend and you hadn't seen me in 4 years. Okay. Do not tell me that you love me and I'm a great guy and you haven't seen me or talked to me or reached out to me because you're so busy or you got your own stuff going on in Europe or like they're inconsistent. Okay. So it's not about making anyone wrong. It's literally just becoming aware of everything around you. Then you cut the noise out. Okay. Because you're going to start looking around going, I don't really need Bob in my life. You know, Bob is not aligned with my intention. Bob wants me to go out and chase, girls on Tuesdays and I have to work on Wednesdays. So that's not going to be a good thing for me. So Bob's going to be put on the shelf for a while. Steve's gets put on the shelf for a while. Whoever, you're going to probably have to cut out some noise of things that you do in your life. Look, this is work, man. You want to know why the planet's so fucked up? It's because people don't do this. So if you're already thinking, oh, wow, I'm going to listen to Gary and I'm going to listen to Gary and then it's all going to be done. You're just going to get more and more and more and more uncomfortable. Hard to do, but I would ask you that you embrace your discomfort. I am aware. Start saying that to yourself. I am aware. Then you say, I am aware of everything around me. I am aware of everything around me. I am aware of everything inside me. Okay. I am aware of things around me. Now, notice when I talk about these voices, the critic, the critic lives up here, somewhere over here. Pure truth comes from my right side, right into my chest area, right here. If this goes off, I'm done. Okay, right here, this thing right here goes. If it there's something that happens in this part of my body, and when it happens, it doesn't matter. I don't care how embarrassing I'm gonna be to myself. I'm going. Knock on wood, pray to God. I hope I'm going to follow this because this inner voice never ever lies. It has never ever let me down. This guy, this guy's a prankster, dude. He's a total gangster. He does not want me doing what will be good for hundreds of years. He would rather me worry about doing something that gets me something today. Okay. He's a short-term player, not a long-term player. I have to remind myself of these facts, okay? And this is the fact. The fact is, I made a humongous amount of money in England. And I'm telling you that 4 times a year, I would go and work my ass off, be in cold weather, very, very uncomfortable, get very little sleep, very little food. And what I did on those weekends, even though it was weird, was more important than the money and the business I was doing. I cannot explain this to you, but I know for certain that was more important. And the truth is, and out of all the opportunities I have not told people this, but look, I'm doing what I'm asking you guys to do, cutting out the noise. What is my intention? Get in touch with my inner voice. Okay. I am my intention. Well, guess what? Cutting noise out. I don't need to do that deal. I don't need to do that deal. I don't need to have a title. I don't need Cardone Digital Ventures. I don't need to support family offices building Bitcoin businesses. I don't need to build a Bitcoin reserve business. Look, all of this is noise for me. I can say that it's not. I can say, oh, wow, I need to build a legacy. Dude, it is noise for me. Why is it noise? Because I don't need to know why. See, look at this. I am needing to rationalize it. Wow. I don't need to rationalize to you or anyone else. I need to figure out how to do I am. My I am, not yours, not my brothers, not my sisters, not my priest, not my churches, what they think I should do. What I should do, not the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, whatever party did, Americans, Russians. I am Gary Cardone, okay? What am I doing right now? If you believe in God, God put me on this universe in this exact period of time with all my flaws, all my perfections, all my everythings. And it's showtime, man. It is showtime. And if we've ever needed truth today, if we've ever needed a time where we settled down and took an hour to an hour and a half out of our week, if we ever needed that, it would be now. It's 158 hours in a week, and I need 2 of them from you, max. 2 hours. Spend an hour, hour and a half here. Spend 15 minutes today doing I am. 15 minutes tomorrow. I want I am sticking in your brain, okay? These are powerful, powerful, powerful words. And if you here's a tip, okay? You're doing the I ams, whether you're in control of them or not. That's the point of me asking you to stop your thinking. Okay. I asked you to stop your thinking for 30 seconds. Stop your thinking for half an hour. The point I'm trying to show to you is you're literally out of total control of your mind. of your whole beingness. Okay. Very few people can control their mind and the thoughts. Many of the thoughts are not even yours, by the way. Many, if not most, of the thoughts are not yours. Do not believe this is going to be totally comfortable. This is why most people don't do this until they're really uncomfortable. This is my fear about Americans and wealthy people. Okay, wealthy people, successful people, celebrities, and the famous. Usually they're too comfortable to do this. They'll do it for a little while, but usually they're too comfortable. Which means you being normal and not being Superman and not being, the bee's knees, something special, something unique, something greater than all of humanity. Since you're just normal like me, I would ask you to embrace your uncomfortableness, that discomfort inside of yourself that you're getting ready to become aware of. I embrace my discomfort so that I can determine who I am. I am me, and I am learning who I am. Okay, like right now, I can say, I am learning. It is apparent to me who I am. Okay? I am. I am aware. I am aware of my surroundings. I have intentions to have my life as productive as possible, following truth and whatever the universe wants me to do and be. I am here to be that. I am here to be and do what the universe wants me. I don't know what the universe is. I am a small cup. I cannot possibly. I don't even care anymore. Okay, I don't even I'm not even trying to figure out who I am. Not really. I'm not. I don't think. Who cares? What I care about is what am I doing and being, and am I strong enough to be another human being, and therefore to give another human being the ability to go, wow, if that cat can do this, maybe I can do it. And you can do it. I need you to do it. Like, I'm a rich guy, dude. I need other people that are richer than me. And it's not in money. It's like in the ability to look, if you come off all spiritual and airy-fairy with me, I get weird. Like, I don't want to be around a bunch of, like, you don't think I live like this 24 hours a day. I do not. And I don't want to either. It's too much. I don't even think that I don't even know what I'm going to accomplish with this. Okay. I don't exactly know. I'm not sure. I'm less sure about what I will accomplish here than any other business I've ever done. But what I'm sure of is that I'm going to look back one day and go, hey, I don't regret not doing that. Or I don't regret doing it. I mean, people don't like me because I'm doing this. Whatever, man. Maybe they won't like me. Okay. I'm sure there will be people that won't like me. Who cares? Okay. I wish I had all the answers. Like you know, I don't even know the questions. That's the funny part is really my life really has been about figuring out, hey, what's the question? Not what the answer is. What is the right question? Proceeding down a path of just collecting a bunch of material things, ending up in a grave with a bunch of Bitcoin and houses and boats and whatevers, knowing full well that no man has ever gone to his grave or her grave and said, well, I had too many great adventures and I most certainly had too many friends. Zero people go to their grave with too many great experiences and too many great friends. I have very few great friends. Sadly, they're hard to acquire and retain. And I just think that's the truth of life, great friends, because if we're all dealing with I am and we're all, you know, completely out of control with our own thoughts, you can understand why it's very difficult for us to interact with each other because we're so busy not being ourselves, not being, you know, cool. See, cool to me is letting people do whatever they're going to do, right? Cool to me is super cool. And by the way, this is another way I trick myself. Like, I think being cool is cool. So could I be cool, like emotionally cool? Like, hey, man, if you ding on me, I'm not going to get all jacked up about it. It's cool. Peace. I love you, man. Somebody on Spaces says something, they totally disagree with my supply and demand thesis. Cool, dude, whatever. How cool can I be when people are freaking? Superpower, superpower. How productive and lacking criticism can I be when people are being obnoxious? Can I actually set a standard that neutralizes bad behavior? Because I've not ever seen anybody beat into submission doing the right thing. However, and we're probably going to end here. This is probably a great place to end. How do you know the right thing to do? All I got to do is ask myself, what is the right thing to do? And the right thing to do, there's usually only one or two right things to do. Let's be really, really honest, okay? I stole something. The right thing to do is to go back and pay for it and admit it. I owe someone money. The right thing to do is to pay them back with interest. I criticize someone, hammer someone, deter someone, block someone, muss someone up, try to diminish, discount, or delete someone. I need to actually acknowledge that I'm a dick in that moment, and I apologize and correct my behavior. Okay. I am in liability at some point. I then get out of liability by doing what this young man, hey, I'm sorry, dude. Dude, I'm sorry. You're right. Okay. Holding people accountable is okay. Beating them with criticisms is not cool. Now, you'll see that I actually sometimes am very sarcastic with people, and it's my way of doing a little correction without getting carried away, without really slamming them into the ground. It's never worked for me, though. You try to embarrass me in public, it's not going to work. You tell me what I should be doing, it's not going to work. If you tell me, hey, man, I talk to myself all the time and half my thoughts aren't even mine. Now that I'm like, whoa, he's got that shit too. You guys tell me, okay, if you can control your thoughts. Maybe I'm the only schizo here. Maybe I'm the only freak. Getting kind of dark in Tampa. We're getting ready to get stormed on big time. You just let me know, right? If you're in control of your thoughts, perhaps I am the only one. Maybe you guys that went to Brown and Harvard, here I go being arrogant and sarcastic. Maybe you guys that went to these elite schools and did the double handshakes and the mookies, and then probably, I won't say that. Maybe y'all got it figured out, but I got to tell you, okay, I have so many thoughts. Now, what's interesting is I'm having less thoughts as the more I think about, whoa, 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 who's controlling this stuff? Like I've been doing this a long time. I have never considered until like 4 weeks ago, oh wow, am I control my thoughts or not? Never even asked myself the bloody question. Never asked myself the question, man. Now that's odd, okay? How can we be sitting here talking about how smart and beautiful and excited as a human species we are, and we haven't actually acknowledged that most of us are not in control of the bloody data popping into our universe? So, what are we going to do? We are going to cut out the noise because we have an intention. Our intention is first. The intention is, hey, I am Gary, I am Thomas, I am Mark, I am Pax, I am Dan Teo, I am Ojai, Timmy Brooks, I am Granny's Garden, I am Mel M, I am Eli, right? I am Network Effect. I am KG, I am Blockchain Becky. Okay, I am Gary. My intention is to understand more about me and to be a massively productive member of society in such a way as that I impact millions of people for the positive. It just flows out of me, man. I just let it flow out of me. I don't have to create this. This is the inner voice speaking. I can look around and go, oh, wow, my sister doesn't do this. My best friend doesn't do this. Why isn't other people doing this? It doesn't matter why they're not doing it. The question is, I am the one being told to show up on Sundays. I can fight it, and I do fight it. I'm scared of it. It's weird, okay? I can't imagine doing this for the next 20 years. In fact, if I start thinking about it for 20 years, I want to vomit, unplug this thing, and go away. What do I have to do? I got to do it now. Right this second, I'm doing the most important thing I could possibly be doing, including my daughter's up in her bedroom sleeping till midday. Good for her. I'm like, awesome, dude. I wish I could do that. Seriously, okay? This is very, very, very important to me. And I'm so appreciative that you're here because it's validating. At least it's validating for me. And I really appreciate you. I beg you to invite your family members, okay, your friends. Just send them a link sometime, all right, and or have them watch a recording. They don't have to show up here right now. Send them a recording. There should be 1 million people in here, man. Like I really think that we could do, and it's not about all the numbers to me, but it's like, wow, 36 people. There's 3,600 people. 36 people started doing this at 360. What if all of us did it? Now, I don't have any faith in all of you. I got to tell you, this is hard. I am Gary Cardone. I'm really proud to be here. I'm really proud that you guys are here with me. I'm here every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You have maybe a few things to do today. You need to ask yourself first, what is my intention in my life? What am I doing today? Okay. Find out how much noise and messaging you have just in answering that one question. In fact, I would ask you to write down on your book, your Sunday book, my intentions are, an answer. My intentions are. And you can, my intentions are good. Okay. What else are they? Okay. What is your intention? My intention is to become really, 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 really well known. Okay, cool. My intention is to become well known so I can help other people. I need the full intention. Okay, not just I'm an ego freak. I don't care. Making billions of dollars and becoming an ego freak is easy, guys. Making $1 billion and being a nice human being is not so easy. So what's your intention? I want you to like really survey your environment. I want you to survey everyone around you, your job, your wife, your family, your neighborhood, your buddies, who you drink with, who you play cards with, whatever you do, dude. Start noticing all the messages. Does it interfere or support your intention? If you're getting uncomfortable, tick, tick, tickety tock. Good luck, man. That's awesome. If you're not uncomfortable, understand like you should be uncomfortable. Okay. You're learning something about who you are. You're probably going to learn a skill you didn't even know you had. You think I knew how to do this? I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just doing that part. Survival mode, your ego is going to want to survive here. It will not like part of this. The part of you that fights this, the messenger, notice in your universe where this message is. Truth for me lives here. Everything else is an observation. Okay. The messages come with words. Other voices, other messages all come with words. It comes with emotions too, but usually it's identified with certain words. And these words normally have charge to them. They're heavy duty words. Wise man said once that, an average man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. I don't know that I've made any mistakes. I don't want to look at it necessarily as mistakes, but I will say that you can shortcut this adventure. First off, I think everybody goes through this adventure if they're lucky enough, or they end up going to their grave being empty and having a lot of, I don't want to go to my grave being empty, dude. I want to get as much understanding. Maybe what I'm really maybe what I'm trying to do is just all selfish, okay? But like at some point in your life, and this is the vibration for me, or the dissonance. The dissonance for me is like, hey, am I ever going to be comfortable? Ever? I think it's weird, okay? What does it take to become comfortable in your own skin? It would be lovely in one lifetime to at least go, wow, man, I am Gary and I'm cool. Wouldn't that be a great way to live? I am Gary and I'm cool with what I've done and who I've been. What a beautiful way to end your life. I'm cool, man. Did everything I needed to do. That's a beautiful thought. So I'm going to ask you guys to go out and be and do something super nice for somebody today. I've seen some really great examples of people doing really cool things. It costs very little, man. 3,800 people go. If 3,800 people go out and do something nice for someone today, walk across the street, buy dinner, come up with a great idea. I don't know, loan your car to them, give them $1,000 off the street. I don't know what it is for you, but like do something super nice for somebody. You guys tell me if you do this and it doesn't make you feel better. Has anyone ever done this and it didn't make you feel better? Okay. So all week I need to be hit with this link, remind people, and what did you do? Okay. This is going to be the week. September the 1st is going to be the week when you get to brag about all the people you helped. Okay. We're going to remove the rule that you can't brag about it. I want to hear the most outlandish things you've done for people. I want 4,000 stories this week. Okay. 4,000 things you did for somebody. I want the example. Okay. You bought somebody a dinner. You gave a homeless person 200 bucks. You bought a meal for a homeless person. I don't know. You help the neighbor next door that's a weirdo. Don't get in trouble. Don't get yourself hurt. Um, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Okay. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear some outlandish stories. This is September the 1st. You get to brag about all the great stuff you're doing. I want you to brag to me and the community and set a great example for everybody. How super cool being super cool. How super cool is the I am? I am super cool, dude, because I'm doing me. You're doing you. I'm going to embrace the whole deal and we're going to be super cool together. You guys have a great week. Thank you very much. And I really want to let you know that I am getting so much advancement from this. I appreciate you so much. And I intend to make a monster difference on this planet with you. So thank you. All right. Well, we're going to be done now. So you guys have a great one.